Well, today I want to talk about doctor-caused diseases. This is where doctors turn patients into ATM machines, right? They turn healthy people into ATM machines. Let's start out with something simple like vitamin D3 deficiency. Everybody in America now is vitamin D3 deficient. Doctors now charge you $300 to determine if you're vitamin D3 deficient, but everybody, if they've been following the doctor's instructions, is vitamin D3 deficient. Stay out of the sun, use SPF 7 billion, sunblocker, long sleeves, gloves, big brim hats. Do not go out in the moonlight because you get skin cancer. Don't take any vitamins, minerals, no egg yolks. And, of course, everybody's going to be vitamin D3 deficient. So, and all the stuff that went along with it, with all the osteoporosis and osteopenia, high blood pressure, and higher cancer rates, are all caused by doctors telling you to stay out of the sun and avoid supplements. Then there's erectile dysfunction and menopause. These are all hormonal deficiencies, but, guess what is the raw material your body requires to make testosterone, estrogen, progesterone, and adrenal hormones? It's called cholesterol. 95% of the weight of these steroid hormones is cholesterol. So you go on a cholesterol-restricted diet, you take cholesterol-lowering drugs, you have erectile dysfunction, for which they give you very expensive drugs for, advertise them all over TV. Menopause, there's one. And, of course, the symptoms, emotional problems, hot flashes, night sweats, all kinds of stuff going on here. Low libido, no interest in sex or doing the girly thing that you used to do because of menopause. Oh, and the symptoms are so bad you're willing to increase your risk of cancer by letting a doctor give you estrogens made from horse urine. Well, there you go. And then what about, cardiovascular disease? Cardiovascular disease. Doctors want you to believe that cardiovascular disease is caused by cholesterol. There's not a single disease of any kind caused by elevated blood cholesterol and triglycerides. In fact, the people on Earth who have the fewest cardiovascular events, heart attacks and strokes, are the Inuits above the Arctic Circle, and their blood total cholesterols range from 350 to 500 till they come down here and eat like us, and then they die early. Otherwise, they're eating 98% of their diet is fat and meat. Then we have sleep apnea. There's a fun one. Sleep apnea is a normal sleep behavior. So every time a doctor sends you to a sleep lab for diagnosis, 100% of the people who come out of there are positive for sleep apnea because it's a normal sleep behavior. When Grandma or Grandpa snored in the old days, they solved the problem for free by sleeping in separate bedrooms until they wanted to get frisky. Then they had some kind of signal the kids didn't want to or couldn't recognize. Nobody dies from snoring. Nobody dies from sleep apnea. And to spend $4,000 for a CPAP machine and surgery and then get on Ambien and all these sleep drugs, it's just absolutely insane. Ask your longevity associate, FDI longevity associate, how to deal with sleep apnea. We have sleepies and the 90 essential nutrients. Oh, that's hard. And then weight gain. We're the number one obese nation in the world. That's right. Even though we're spending more money for health care than all the nations of the world combined each year, we're number one in obesity. Now, if their theory was correct on how you get obese and how to get rid of obesity, then we should be number 200. We should be the least obese people in the world. But we're number one following their directions. Now, you don't have to be the village idiot to figure out if we're number one in fatness and their theory isn't working. This is not difficult. Everything they will tell you is either a lie or stupidity, and why would you submit to stupidity from a group of people whose average lifespan, according to their own research, is 56? And I'm telling you, these are just a few of them. Alzheimer's disease. Alzheimer's disease is a physician-caused disease. Didn't exist 40 years ago, even by another name. Today, it's the number 4 killer of adults over the age of 65. 85 to 90% of all Alzheimer's diagnosed in the world each year is diagnosed in the United States. The other 10 to 15% is scattered around the earth. Now, Alzheimer's disease is caused by going away the myelin, the insulation material of the brain that makes up 75% of your brain weight, and myelin is just about 100% cholesterol. So you go on a cholesterol-restricted diet, you get cholesterol-lowering drugs, bam, 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 you get Alzheimer's disease. Oh, yeah, minor detail here. They own the nursing home. They own the hospice. They own the rehab center that they send you to when you have Alzheimer's disease. Check that out. Find out who owns the rehab center and the nursing homes and the hospice in your neighborhood. Oh, it's the neurologist. Isn't it funny how the neurologist, isn't that what they call conflict of interest? Well, there's a word, conflict of interest. I guess it's 2 words. So Alzheimer's disease, sleep apnea, vitamin D3 deficiency, erectile dysfunction, menopause, cardiovascular disease. Cardiovascular disease, I wrote the first paper on it in 1971, is not caused by elevated blood cholesterol and triglycerides, as doctor was fraudulently wants you to believe. Elevated blood cholesterol and triglycerides is actually caused by inflammatory reactions in the lining of your arteries caused by eating fried foods, processed meats, and, oils. Who told you to give up animal fats and go to oils? Doctors who live to be 56, according to their own research. Oils are the big killer in America right now. Now, vegetable oils, the stuff that's supposed to be good for you? Who said that? Oh, yeah, the doctors, before he died at 56. And so vegetable oils are amongst the worst thing. Even at room temperature, they oxidize and turn into trans fatty acids, heterocyclic amines, and acrylamides, the most dangerous artery-obstructing chemicals and the most dangerous cancer-causing chemicals. That's right, trans fatty acids, heterocyclic amines, and acrylamides, all caused by superheated carbohydrates like toast, right, croutons, and fried potatoes. Boy, there's a good one. Fried potato, especially in olive oil. Salad dressing. There's a good one if you want to get heart disease. That's right. Extra virgin olive oil is a killer. We'll be back after these messages. Okay, Doug, what pearls of wisdom do you have for us?
Well, I thought we'd talk a bit about weight loss today, as I've got a Fox News story here, and the headline reads, "Weight loss, not so simple as previously thought." And the very first line is, weight loss is not as simple as eating less and exercising more. And I thought for sure I'd be able to play the vindication sound effect, but whoops, we have to play the one where they take the wrong left turn and fly out into left field somewhere. And they say scientists are now using mathematics to better understand the physiology of weight loss and more accurately predict just how much weight someone will lose on a specific diet and exercise regime. This was all put forth at the American Association for the Advancement of Science's annual meeting, and was presented by a Kevin Hall from NIH, or National Institute of Health. He says physicians assumed that eating 500 fewer calories per day would lead to about a pound of loss per week. They say, turns out the rule of thumb was wrong because it doesn't take into account the fact that when you go on a diet, your metabolism slows. They say it's overly optimistic. And so they developed a new model that takes into account the individual's age, height, weight, and physical activity level to better predict how much weight they might lose on a diet and exercise plan. They say research also has come to be more realistic about this rule of thumb. The new rule says you need to cut 10 calories per day for every pound you want to lose over a 3-year period. So if you cut 100 calories per day, you'd lose about 10 pounds in 3 years, and half of that you'd lose
3.3 pounds a year. Oh, that'll be exciting for everybody.
That just sheds it off. So if you were, say, 100 pounds overweight, then it would take you about 30-some years to get down to a realistic weight. So once again, not a very good plan put forth by the mainstream medical industry. And they say that, for instance, if you estimate you want to cut 20% tax, they estimated that a 20% tax on sugar-sweetened beverages would relate to about a 50% reduction in overweight people in 5 years. They say with the new equation, 5% reduction over 5 years. So, once again, if you are thinking about losing weight, they got it all wrong. I thought for sure they were going to talk about mineral supplementation and pica and cribbing like you always do, but once again, they got it all wrong.
You're exactly right. And that's why we're the number one obese nation in the world. Again, you don't have to be the village idiot to figure out if we're the number one obese nation in the world, we're spending all this money, more money than all the other countries in the world combined annually. Their theory is 180,000 billion miles off for both the cause of obesity and how to deal with it. They just have no earthly idea. They've realized that their plan isn't working, so they're struggling around trying to find out what to do. And they're 1,000 million, 100 billion miles off because they have no knowledge of nutrition. They are total village idiots when it comes to nutrition. And so I urge everybody to get a hold of that book, Hell's Kitchen. It'll explain it to you why mineral deficiencies are, in fact, the ultimate root cause of obesity. Mineral deficiencies produce many symptoms, including arthritis, osteoporosis, diabetes, high blood pressure, fibromyalgia, lupus, anemia, all kinds of stuff. Lack of being able to transmit nerve impulses. But also, one of the things that people forget, very simple, recorded by the Egyptians 3,000 years ago, particularly in pregnant women and growing kids, weird cravings when you're minerally deficient. And if you're eating the furniture, there's no calories in a chair leg. But if you're eating Twinkies, popcorn, drinking these high-calorie, high-fructose corn syrup drinks, juices, all this carbohydrates, 6 servings of pasta, a spaghetti factory, you're going to gain weight and be obese. And basically, the ultimate root cause was the mineral deficiency that caused the craving behavior. We'll be back with more truth, justice, and the FDI Longevity Way after these messages. Okay, Doug, let's go to callers.
Well, let's head to Michigan. And Susie, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Hello, Susie, you're on the air.
Hi, Doctor. I'm calling for a friend, and she has been advised to have knee surgery.
Nope.
I know, and they're saying bone on bone.
Good.
She also
No surgery.
I know. She has facial cancer. That's a spot that's not healing. Blood pressure is high. She takes medication. She's taking DHEA for pattern balding, they've said. She has half her thyroid removed, and some memory loss. There's Alzheimer's in her families, and so an acid reflux. So there you go.
Okay, what does she weigh?
190.
Okay, how tall?
5'3".
Okay, well, she has several problems here, right?
Yes.
She's obese. High blood pressure goes along with the bone-to-bone arthritis because they're both the same deficiencies, same mineral deficiencies. Reflux should not be called acid reflux. It should really be called lack of acid reflux. There's 4 different dementias, and doctors always call it Alzheimer's disease, but 3 of them are very quickly curable, and so we'll kind of treat for all 4 here, okay?
Yep.
I have to ask you a couple of questions. Does she have any skin problems, eczema, dermatitis, or psoriasis?
No, just the cancer.
Okay, is this a basal cell cancer? What is it?
Yes.
Okay, now basal cell, this should be easily surgically removed or knocked out, depending on the size, with frozen liquid nitrogen or lasering. This should not be left to go on, because this can be locally invasive. I've seen people with half their face eaten up by basal cell carcinomas, which never metastasize the rest of it. They'll never kill you, but they will disfigure you if they're on your face because they will grow locally through the skin, and so it's best to get them when they're small, okay?
Yep.
The quicker she resolves that, the better, and she's got to do it with a dermatologist who'll use liquid nitrogen or laser or something like that. It's curable in that manner, okay?
Okay.
So go for that. But no joint replacement surgeries. 0.
Yep.
That will be the end of her. That will be a very rapid downward spiral. Now, does she have any diabetes?
No.
Okay. Any constipation? Does she complain about where she needs laxatives or fiber?
No.
Any history of chronic bronchitis or asthma?
No.
Okay, well, hang on. We'll be back with her dietary program and her supplement program after these messages. Well, let's see here, Doug. Let's go right back to Michigan and Susie. Okay, here we go. No fried foods, no exceptions. No fried foods, no exceptions. No processed meats with nitrates and nitrites. That's for 2 reasons. Number 1, nitrates inflame arteries, increase the risk of high blood pressure, stroke, heart attacks. Also, the nitrates and nitrates in processed meats depress the thyroid gland. So no processed meats, no deli slices, no sandwich meats, no sausage, ham, bacon, bologna, salami, pastrami, pepperoni, jerky, corned beef, Spam, canned meats, hot dogs, none of that. No oils. They oxidize and turn into trans fatty acids, heterocyclic amines, and acrylamides. Absolutely no oils, no margarines, no mayonnaise, no cooking oils, no salad dressings, no fish, canned fish packed in oils. They're going to be packed in water if you're going to eat canned fish. No carbonated drinks during meals. That means an hour before the meal, during the meal, and an hour after the meal. So effectively, 9 hours a day, no carbonated drinks. Now, the supplement, and no sugar. Absolutely no sugar, natural or processed. Okay, here we go. Then, for the supplement program, this goes by body weight, and 190 pounds is closer to 200 pounds than 100 pounds, so I have to dose her as a 200 pounds. This means 2 healthy start packs per month. That will allow her to have 1 ounce of the Osteo FX Plus at breakfast and dinner, 2 scoops of the Beyond Tangerine NutriCrystals at breakfast and dinner, 3 of the EFA Pluses at breakfast and dinner. I would also have her get 2 of the large 240-count bottles of glucogel. That will allow her to have 15 glucogel capsules a day, 5 at breakfast, 5 at lunch, 5 at dinner. That is the stuff that's going to support and promote maintenance repair of cartilage, ligaments, tendons, connective tissue, disc between vertebrae, bone matrix, and bone itself. 2 of the large 240-count bottles will pull that off. 15 glucogel capsules a day, 5 at breakfast, 5 at lunch, 5 at dinner. Also, for the thyroid, I would have her take 4 of the Ocean's Gold tablets twice a day. That's 2 bottles a month. That's going to support and promote healthy thyroid function. And then, because she has a history of basal cell carcinoma, I'd also throw in 9 selenium a day, 3 at breakfast, 3 at lunch, 3 at dinner. That'll support the body's immune system. Also, for the dementia, in addition to everything else here, I would throw in also for the high blood pressure and the dementia, the de-stress capsules, 3 of those 3 times a day. That's 3 bottles a month. And the Ultimate Daily Tablets, 3 times a day. That's 2 bottles a month of the Ultimate Daily Tablets. They are going to support and promote healthy blood flow through blocked arteries, which includes the brain. Vascular dementia, used to be called senile dementia, is one of the 4 dementias. And then also support and promote healthy blood pressure. She needs to eat 6 eggs a day to 8 eggs a day, 6 to 8 eggs a day. And this is to support and promote, if that is Alzheimer's disease, then she's going to need the cholesterol from the eggs to actually support and promote maintenance repair of the myelin, the fatty insulation material in the brain, which is almost 100% cholesterol. So that covers the program for her. It's a lot, but that's what it takes to deal with all this. The reflux, when she has an emergency, she can use 4 drops of our peppermint oil in a coffee mug full of hot water. Sip on that through the meal. Save about a half of it, which she can finish at the end of the meal. And that will give her first aid very quick, within 2-minute relief. To get rid of the reflux, she's going to have to salt her food to taste, because salt makes stomach acid, and reflux should be called lack of acid reflux because it is not really acid reflux. Give me a call every couple of weeks. Let me know how this lady is doing, Susie. We'll walk you guys through it, because she's going to need some tinkering and monitoring and tweaking and all that kind of stuff when she has a very complicated case, and we might get it 99% the first time, but we may need to add something, tweak something, more dosage, whatever. But this is a good start. Stick with us. We're going to be back with more Truth, Justice, and the FDI Longevity Way on Dead Doctors Don't Lie after these messages.
Let's head to Denver, Colorado, and Tammy, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Hello, Tammy, you're on the air.
Hi, I have a customer that has bone-on-bone arthritis in her knee, and she weighs about 200 pounds, and she has some allergicness to some fish, but not all, I guess.
And what about shellfish?
I'm not sure.
Okay, shellfish should be things like shrimp, lobster, crab, mussels, oysters. Yeah, I'd find that out. And let's see here. Does she have any diabetes?
No.
High blood pressure?
No.
Okay. I'm amazed somebody's 200 pounds, no blood pressure.
Well, she might have high blood pressure.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And then how tall is she, you think?
She's short, probably 5 feet tall.
5 foot?
Around there, yeah.
Okay. Give or take an inch. Okay. So she needs to lose about 80 pounds. Okay. We can do that easily and comfortably, safely over a year's period of time. And then, let's see, does she ever have any skin problems? Eczema, dermatitis, psoriasis, dry skin, anything like that?
Not that I know of.
Okay, does she complain about constipation or diarrhea?
No.
Okay. Any chronic respiratory things, chronic bronchitis, asthma?
No.
All right, good. That makes it all easier. All right, so what we have here is bone-to-bone arthritis, maybe some high blood pressure, nothing else that you know of. A little bit of allergies to fish.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, we need to know which ones. They'll be important, but we can kind of go around this a little bit for the time being. Let's see. This got to go by body weight rather than height or age. And so what I want to do is we're going to start out with no fish in it whatsoever, okay? And so we'll kind of work it that way. It's going to be a little more expensive to do it that way. So you have to find out what she's allergic to and get back to me. We can change this later on. We need to get her off of all the bad stuff. No fried foods whatsoever. No fried foods. I'd get her on a gluten-free diet, even though she doesn't have a lot of other symptoms other than being obese and high blood pressure and bone-to-bone arthritis. Those are 3 pretty heavy-duty diseases. And so I'd get her on a gluten-free diet. No wheat, barley, rye, or oats. The aisles in the grocery stores are full of gluten-free foods now because 30 to 80% of any one population has gluten intolerance. So get her shopping in the gluten-free aisles at the grocery store. No gluten, no fried foods, no processed meats with nitrates and nitrites, no oils whatsoever, and no carbonated drinks with meals, particularly when you have bone and joint and cartilage problems. No carbonated drinks with meals. The carbonated drinks an hour before the meal, during the meal, hour after the meal, so effectively 9 hours a day, no carbonated drinks. And this includes the benign ones that are like diet drinks and club soda and Perrier water, ones you think of as being benign. They cannot have any carbonated drinks. Then I would give her 2 scoops of the Beyond Tangerine NutriCrystals at breakfast and 2 scoops of the Beyond Tangerine NutriCrystals at dinner time. That's 2 canisters per month. We have what we call, let's see here, it's Woman's Omega, which is made out of I'm sorry?
Is it the Prohoba one?
Yeah, it's called Woman's Omega, and it's actually made from evening primrose oil, which is kind of a flower seed oil. So there's no fish in it whatsoever. There's no fish oils in it. So it's called Woman's Omega. I'd go that direction with her. I'd have her take 3 of those 3 times a day. That'll help with inflammation, discomfort, and pain. I would also have her take what we call Cal Toddy. I want her to have 3 ounces a day of Cal Toddy, an ounce at breakfast, an ounce at dinner, and an ounce at bedtime. That's going to help her with her blood pressure. That's going to help her support and promote maintenance and repair of the bone. But for her cartilage, because she got bone-to-bone arthritis of the knees, for her cartilage, I want her to take what we call Fucoid Z, Fucoid. It'll do the same thing that the glucogel will, but glucogel is made with shellfish, again, shrimp shells and that kind of stuff, so I'm not quite sure. When you say she's allergic to fish, is it mackerel or shrimp? I need to know that. Okay, so we're going to play it safe here and give her one with no fish or shellfish or any kind in it. It's called Fucoid Z, Fucoid-Z as in zebra. I want her to have 15 of those capsules a day, 5 at breakfast, 5 at lunch, 5 at dinner. And this is extracted, the fucoidin, the basic substance in there, is extracted from a red marine algae from Tasmania, and it has the ability to support and promote maintenance, repair of cartilage, ligaments, tendons, connective tissue, disc between the vertebrae, and so on. Now, to help her lose weight and to help her metabolism, I want her to have 3 Sweeties 3 times a day, 3 at breakfast, 3 at lunch, 3 at dinner. There'll be 3 bottles a month of the Sweeties, and that will support and promote healthy fat, carbohydrate, and sugar metabolism at the cellular level and support and promote healthy blood sugar levels. And then if she has any little piece of depression or anything like that, I'd also have her take what we call de-stress capsules. I have her take 3 of those twice a day because it goes by body weight. That's 2 bottles a month of the de-stress capsules. And I'm going to need you to call me every 2 weeks, if you would, Tammy, about your friend. I need to know her emotional state, her blood pressure, her weight. If she wants some pain relief, we can give her some topical pain relief for her knees and any other joints that are painful. Our muscle groups, this would be what we call a CM cream. If she really wants some strong pain relief, she can lavishly put on the knees and any other joint in her body that's painful. And so she really should get about 4 of the bottles of the CM cream per month. Call me every 2 weeks. Don't forget, get her on a gluten-free diet also. Okay, let's hear here, Douglas. Go to callers.
All right, let's head to Greenfield, North Carolina. And Audro, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Audro, you're on the air.
Dr. Wallach,
yes.
The reason I call you today is, and how you doing, by the way,
Very
I
fine,
got
thank you.
gray and white hair mix, and I need to find out exactly what I need to take to get rid of it. I heard I speak before, and you told me about the copper, but I need to know the name of the products that I need.
Okay, sure. Well, when you have gray hair, white hair, silver hair, whatever color you want to call it, it indicates you have a very dangerous situation. You can have ruptured aneurysms, you get varicose veins, which can lead to thrombosis and blood clots here and there, some of which can be fatal. It also means you might have hemorrhoids. You could have aneurysms, which could be very rapidly fatal if they rupture. Contributes to arthritis and so on. What do you weigh, Audro?
I weigh about 190 pounds. I'm 5'7".
Okay. Well, here's what I want you to do. Give up all the bad stuff. No fried foods whatsoever, no exceptions. No oils, no exceptions. No processed meats with nitrates and nitrites, no exceptions. No carbonated drinks with meals. That means an hour before, during, an hour afterwards. Let's see here. Then the supplement program goes like this. And again, it goes by body weight. And hang on, we'll come back. I'll give you your supplement program right after these messages. We're back with Dead Doctors Don't Lie on the ZBS Radio Network. Dr. Joel Wallach here for FDI Longevity and the 90 for Life Crusade. And Doug, let's go right back to North Carolina and Audro. Okay, the supplement program goes like this. The dietary program we've already done with no oils, no fried foods, no processed meats, no carbonated drinks with meals. And supplement program goes by body weight. Take 2 Healthy Start packs per month that will allow you to have 1 ounce of the Osteo FX Plus twice a day, 2 scoops of the anti-injury NutriCrystals twice a day, 3 of the EFA Pluses twice a day. All that will be accomplished by the 2 Healthy Start packs per month. I would also take the Ultimate Daily tablets, 3 of those twice a day, 1 bottle a month, and the Selenium 3 twice a day, 2 bottles a month. That's going to give you enough of the extra copper to support and promote production of hair color and skin color. Give me a call every 2 weeks, Audro. Keep me up to date, and we'll walk you through this. Okay, Doug, let's go to callers.
Let's head to Raleigh, North Carolina. And William, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Hello, William, you're on the air.
Good afternoon, Dr. Wallach. How you going?
Fine, sir. How can I help you?
I'm calling about my sister, my twin sister.
Okay.
She has cancer. And
okay. So, what type of cancer?
Well, she has the breast cancer.
Breast cancer, okay. Do you know what stage it's in? Has it gone anyplace else in lymph nodes or?
Well, she said she believes that it's trying to get to her liver.
It's gone to her liver?
Yes.
Okay, so that's stage 4. She's in a very serious, life-threatening situation, so she's going to have to change everything she's doing. What does your sister weigh?
She weighs maybe about 90 pounds now.
Okay. Was that always her weight, or she lost a lot of weight from the cancer and the treatment?
Well, she lost a lot of weight from.
Okay, and so she's had several chemotherapy and radiation treatments. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so what we want to do now, she's got to eat enough to keep her weight up. You can't get down much below 90 pounds and expect to survive here. So we got to keep her strength up. So I want her to have 4 doses a day, even if she has to separate those into half doses. Will be 8 half doses a day of the Slender FX shake. But I want her to make it with heavy whipping cream instead of water. If you made it with water, it's a weight loss product. But I wanted her to make it 8 ounces of heavy whipping cream per dose. And this is going to give her enough calories between the protein and the shake. She can throw a couple of eggs in each shake, blend it up real good with the heavy whipping cream, the eggs. And then I want her to have 1 Healthy Start pack per month. I want her to have that divided into 4 quarter doses per day. And then I want her to have 9 selenium a day. But I want her to have 2 and 2 and 2, that's 6, and 2, that's 8, and then 1 sometime in there. Maybe one time she'll have 3. We're going to have 9 selenium a day, but split them up, no dose bigger than 3, but only one time, and the rest of them has to be doses of 2. I also want her to get her ORAC points, or oxygen radical absorption capacity points, above 100,000. And to do that, she has to add the Cell Shield RTQ, maybe 8 to 10 of those a day, the triple truffle and or the triple treat chocolate, 6 to 9 of those a day. And it's imperative she stays away from things with oil in it. In other words, no Ensure. If she gets Ensure or coconut oil, olive oil, salad dressings, all that kind of stuff, that will pretty much finish her off because it turns into trans fatty acids. So she's got to stay away from all oils. Okay, this is going to be a struggle here because this is a life-threatening disease. She's down to 90 pounds because of treatment. And so if I were her, I would not have any more treatment. If they're offering more treatments, experimental drugs, I would say no. All right, because it's going to be good nursing care here that's going to help her survive. If she survives, it's going to be good nursing care and supplements. Another round of chemotherapy is not going to be her best friend. It will just add more to the doctor's wallet, okay? So I wouldn't at this point do any more treatments. This is a very, very serious situation, and one more round of chemotherapy will probably do her in. Okay, well, we're so glad to be with you today. Really great testimony today. Thank you so much, Doug and Easton. Thank you. God bless each and every one of you. God bless our troops. God bless our Navy SEALs. And God bless America.